가소리 상yi temba ane tösam gomsum susararan ge tösam gomsum nyamle yagoche ane shenle ya ane tösam gomsum nyamle sheje ane sanyi temba 진도 보셔서 몰람 야다 ane susararan ge ane 모바나 ane 직 가와 제와 있네야 lumba 가와 사지 가와 제와 있네야 ane sanyi temba 다지 ane 기비신나 제제 태바침비치 tösam gomsum nyamle 제 용어 쇼스 몰람게다 데네기 대바침에 쉐냠는 제비 갑라 아니 릭포섬 쪼바다 아니 수사와 아니 조와 야고용와 데네 누가 유심교 엔 누바야고 여바 셰라 아니 사바 아니 세령와 내매바 안 되는 용어 쇼 셴레 판도 주와라 아니 되는 용어 쇼 튕긴 셴레 판도 주비게 아니 판도 주발라 셴둥아서 디기 주야라 튕긴 가래 고기나 튕긴 디소다 아니 소소라랑게 최념내제 탈신발라 튕긴 디게 야고용어 쇼 세트는 몰람 자고레세 어디니게 거쉬시 가산 디슈 쉬어로
Good morning. So yesterday we continued in this to look at this text, the prayerful practices, a prayer for the beginning, middle, and end of practice. And yesterday, then we continued to look at to express the aspiration that in each and every future rebirth, may I be born wherever my teacher takes birth. May I be born into an environment where I can meet the Buddha Dharma as well as my teacher. Recognize that my teacher as a spiritual friend and receive many teachings and guidance from him, and spend a life engaged in the practices of hearing teachings, reflecting on those teachings, and meditating on those teachings. And in order to bring this about, we express the aspiration in the prayer that we have all favorable circumstances, not merely just a good rebirth, but a good rebirth marked by all required favorable material conditions, as well as conditions such as good health and sound faculties. So the aspiration was expressed to attain all of this. And this aspiration, as we saw yesterday, was conjoined with the attitude of wanting to be of benefit to others in the most meaningful of ways. So therefore, this aspiration is expressed so as that one can continue one's spiritual progression, and through developing oneself spiritually to be of meaningful benefit to others. And therefore the aspiration was expressed that one has all favorable circumstances in future lives to be of benefit to others. One's spiritual progression proceeds rapidly so that one can be of benefit to others. And the way to express this aspiration to be of meaning to others is to become a qualified teacher oneself, to gain both knowledge and realization of the teachings of the Buddha, so that one can guide others through teaching to them, so they have the opportunity to hear, through guiding them in how to cultivate the minds of the Buddha Dharma, so they have the opportunity to both reflect and then meditate. So these were the aspirations that were expressed in the prayers that we looked at yesterday.
소소야 류도 소 롱제리아 뒤기노아 네바 견치베나 델리아 콘마사체 안야 델리아 잠제 검제 잠바자와 니제 공구레에서 가서 디니시로.
Moreover, we also looked at how to deal with when we encounter problems, such as when others relate to us or treat us in an abusive manner, threatening our body, perhaps even our life or our resources. And there we looked at the need to take care of our mind and ensure that we respond in an appropriate way, not allowing our mind to come under the influence of anger, but rather keeping the mind undisturbed, respond with love, compassion, and wisdom.
안 대다기 되네 semjena din member semjen tamjeda ane ni kontrol야 최시 jamni janshu sem gomju je ane paju ju nyamlen jeju ane ko sanje ko wala tobar sho sanje ko wala ki tobar sho senen de molam ja di ko ma shi yare
deni ne konsola sheki yin dimonam
we konsola chi shi konso jamni ji nyamlen janshu sem nyamlen paju ju nyamlen je sanje ko wa top tobar sho se deni ke molam ja
So today we continue in the progression that we came up to yesterday. So here, having generated the intent not to bring any harm to others, and moreover to live a life that brings only benefit to others, then today, under the influence of such a motivation, the aspiration is expressed in prayer that may I cultivate sufficient quality within myself so that I can teach the Buddha Dharma to others. In particular, train others in how to cultivate the minds of genuine love, genuine compassion, and engage in the practices of a bodhisattva, the practices of the six perfections, and train others to the point where they too can perfect their qualities and completely eradicate all faults arising as a Buddha.
That's it. Dagi deda ringbo mitobara, dabe shenje gombe janshu sem, lasam daba yula gijene, leme janshu gopon dewa shuose.
And this brings us to the 28th verse. So the translation's a bit different. Through this, in no time at all, I will become habituated to bodhicitta, cherishing others more than myself. And having generated a pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, may I lead them to their own state of unsurpassable enlightenment. So I'll read it again. Through this, in no time at all, I'll become habituated to bodhicitta, cherishing others more than myself. And having generated a pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, may I lead them to their own state of unsurpassable enlightenment.
소설야 네비 삼바트네 가상슈바나 소설야 류가 이 안에 류당 원죄도 소다 난 론주 차상라야 네버지킹기 데네 삼방안바 데네키 되게나 데네게 샘전 델야 안가사 데네게 디솔야베 잠니지게 안디 마인 비게라 지당네 샘전 대다게 준비 샘전 탐절야 잠바다 샘전 탐제 대화다 되나 샘비게 아니 진 잠바게다 샘전 동화다 자와 쇼스비 니지게 데네게 니지게 게네 하는게 대다들 잠바다 제유 토네 안에 건설이야 지게 최시 장 안에 지게 네 가소래 네 안에 이제 최제다 잠로 제거야다 안에 지코발링 예중 삼당고야다 데네게 안에 잠니지 공고야 장슈sem 공고 고그레서 건설이야 데네게 봐 지게 납제자 최시에서 그 최시 링보메도 봐서야돼 데네게 최시에 발라 데네 안에 거도 윤능부 먹어가지고 혼적이네 최냠는시 라 대다 링보 미토바르 다베 현지요금배 장슈sem signibe들와 링보 미토바 다베 현지요금배 장슈sem시다는 데니게 최셰바 델라 데네 콘주이네 안 소소 랑레 현조쳐와지 랑레 현조쳐와 제제는 다베 등아서를 그디나 랑지는 여러 가지고 가동가 세워서로 다디 바샤체 현 랑기 삼라디 바샤 되제 심자탐제 대화에 대마 심자 동안에 참 선비게다 고주인의 잠니제 삼나게제 되네게 교호 냠는데 근데 배 균주고 막고와지 교호 혼주인의 잠니데 인지다 장주심지 냠는데 야고용화 쇼오세월다 다기 링보 미토바 가서 다기 디다 링보 미토바 다비 현지요금배 장주sem서 원디스월다
Looking at the first two lines, through this in no time at all I will become habituated to bodhicitta, cherishing others more than myself. So these first two words, through this, so this then is the link that from the preceding verse. And in the preceding verse we had made the commitment that whatever hardships that we encounter in terms of our interactions with others, we will only respond in a way that is most skillful, in a way that is of great benefit. So if others even threaten our very life, or if something not as extreme as that, but they threaten us physically, or verbally, or they threaten what we value, such as our resources, then with a mind undisturbed by frustration or annoyance, let alone anger, with a mind that remains peaceful and calm, compassion will arise within us due to our training in the meditations on love and compassion. And wisdom will arise within us and will respond in a way that is only beneficial. So this is the link between this verse we are now and the one that we just covered. So having engaged in our trainings, in the minds of love and compassion, and developed them in a way that they are powerful and stable within us, so powerful and stable that even in the face of adversity, these are the minds that spontaneously arise within us. Then we will be in a position where in no time at all, a powerful mind of bodhicitta, marked by valuing others as even more precious than we value our own life, will have spontaneously arisen within us, the mark of actual bodhicitta. So here the aspiration is being expressed to give rise to sincere bodhicitta, where one views the needs of sentient beings, the fulfillment of the needs of sentient beings, as one's primary responsibility, not the fulfillment of one's own needs, which is where we find ourselves to be, right now. And the reason then for generating generating this attitude then comes with the commitment that I will continue to train in my practices of hearing, reflecting and meditating on the Buddha Dharma, so as to be able to achieve this. And having achieved this, I will then be qualified to be able to benefit others in the most meaningful ways. Through the connection, the virtuous connection I will have created with beings, even when they act towards me in a harmful way, through the connection I create through my skillful response, may I be able to guide others in teaching them the genuine Buddha Dharma, minds such as refuge, such as coming to understand the true nature of cyclic existence, of samsara, as well as how to abandon suffering and developing the minds of love and compassion and the practices of bodhisattva. And not only teach this to them in a complete and unmistaken way, but train them in how to cultivate these very minds within their own continuum, and thereby bring an end to suffering. Konso gyula kia. Bendigo. Konso san simjen sanje konso nyamne sanje gora. Chesa ngi pha lapje laba deletene konso gita janju bena jamni je janju sem passion to nyamlen je ne ane sanje go ba jiki nyamlen tarshim ba je ane sanje go ba tobar sho se ji monam je. The third and fourth line, and having generated a pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, may I lead them to their own state of unsurpassable enlightenment. So this third line, and having generated a pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, this refers to this mind of special intention having arisen in the minds of others through one's own virtuous activities, through one's own spiritual guidance to them. Through following the advice that we will give them, they generate the mind of the altruistic intention of universal responsibility. So this is the aspiration being expressed, that may I myself become the most skilled of guides, and being the most skilled of guides, lead others into the generation of bodhicitta in their own continuum. And then, the fourth line, may I lead them to their own state of unsurpassable enlightenment. That's it. You don't know.
다두시네 몰람 잡도 간에 자와스네 니 다샘제 탐제 랑라 녀바 지खे레 마신 샘제 간에 지네 답변에 미다 dunro다 간에 이면에 차산야 차산에서 되어다 되나 삼바다 안 잠니지게 안 동안다 자와쇼 선비게 니 잠바다 자와 니 침바게 대안에 샘제 담제 되어다 된바도 동안다는 나이 지긴 삼마랑 지긴 샘베 삼났다 되네 제반자다 나서 소수규라 라삼남다 기고로와 지찬 되네 인자이 다 샘제 탐제 동안다 자와 되네 이야 환줄야 건조다 동안에 자야라 아니 람 냠는 제제랑 녀모바 빵을 냠는 맞에 빵도에 내려 제대 되는 인자 대기대 된발란 대위규 파신 중에 냠는 건조 제조 제상이 데스컬 건조를 롭된 제제 아니 롭된 제 얘네 건조 냠는 제네 야부 제제 냠는 탈침보 용어 쇼스 몰람자고 그래제 다 몰람 디 칸에 봐 몰람 잡아서 마이바 소소랑 라렌다도 이네 소소라는 게 지게 랑라 뇌겐지나다 마뇌겐지 미수이나 대수렵에 즉 잠바단 제와게제 하 선비 넘버 하선 콘솔의 펜베 선비 토네 콘솔이야 안지게 저기 잠니지 제야다 안 수줌소야다 진비냐면 수비냐면 제야다 파주중냐면 제다 되네 레스 콜롭된 제고래서 롭된 제고래서 라고래서 제상권 라면도 건조 신비래서 제가 신년 냠는 제야 디고 버라게래서 되네 인자 당한 거 현진 지기 동안 세와 지기 랩도 다고 동안 규디 아니 가릴리고서 녀모바들 리고 녀모바세야디 나서 삼로나 리고로 봐 제가 녀모바 빠야 돼 나도 삼비규와 따제 방고고 제가 삼비규와 따 수름소야다 진바 쇠피냐면 내내게 냠는 제야디기 안두스 팔라 안 디수 냠는 제바나 소소나래 대화도 용고로 봐 대위 규샤고 되네 두스잖아 소소몰람 되네 잡 라렌이네 소소 되네게 제고래 배주시고래서 송고로 받아
Read the verse again and then express the meaning that, or the advice that is being given to us within this prayer. Through this, in no time at all, I'll become habituated to bodhicitta, cherishing others more than myself. And having generated a pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, may I lead them to their own state of unsurpassable enlightenment. So the advice here is that we need to make great endeavor in terms of our own spiritual development, coming to see all mother sentient beings without exception as being precious, recognizing that they are the same as us on a fundamental level of wanting to experience only happiness and never wanting to experience a moment of problem or difficulty, and that on this fundamental level there is no difference between any being. And based on this understanding, then, one takes this mind further to generate the mind of actual love, the wish for all beings without exception to experience only happiness. And for beings to experience only happiness, they have to be separated from problems, freed from problems. And thereby we give rise to the actual mind of compassion, which is the wish, may all beings be freed from suffering. And then, having generated a strong and powerful wish within oneself, meditating further, one comes to take responsibility for the others to attain these states. One takes this as one's individual responsibility. And this comes about through having generated this aspiration of wanting others to experience only lasting stable happiness, but recognizing that aspiration alone will not lead to others experiencing happiness. Action is required from one side. One activity is required from one side. And that means one has to engage with others and guide them to the state. So this point where one takes responsibility for the welfare of others, this is the generation of the mind of the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, or the mind of special intention. Having generated this, based on one's own knowledge and experience, one understands directly or clearly, based on one's own knowledge and experience, the only way others can achieve a state of lasting happiness that's freed from suffering is for them to engage in the same training that oneself is engaging in. And this is to accumulate the merit that leads to a state of happiness, and this is done through cultivating minds of such as generosity, ethical conduct, patience, and so forth, as well as eliminating, in addition to accumulating the causes for happiness, eliminating the causes for suffering. And this is done in the same way that oneself is doing. This is to develop the wisdom realizing emptiness. So here the understanding that has been generated is that, on one hand, I myself need to make ever greater endeavor so that I can fully accomplish my spiritual development, so that being a being with perfected qualities and completely eradicated faults, I will be able to teach others in the same way that I have been taught. I will be able to train others in how to develop these same minds that I have developed, and I'll be able to train them how to develop these based on my experience of having developed them myself, independent on the teachings I've received. So here, one has given rise to this powerful intention to bring the Dharma to others and provide them with the tools to embark and cultivate the spiritual path.
Molam dida kang ki tongam tu yila jambar chepa dida jang Geshe namji molam labo che malu jublo shumba meba shu ose ora. And 60.
Now we come to the 29th verse. Whoever hears, sees, or calls these verses to mind, may they be undaunted in filling without exception the powerful prayers of the Bodhisattvas.
Molam dida kang ki tongam tu yila jambar chepa dida jang se ora. Chisa la jerum chigi andin ma molam tokta ma kwan ma adine song shebe dade bardo song shebe molam ma woji kyam narwa. Dini ki molam digi ma jab che ma chik dep nar ma kwe sha yore dini berwa. Dini inzam dini ki molam jashaba digi gansa kanji chigi molam di chigi sosu ki gangi tong che dep chi lo dep chi tong chi ma lo wa. Dini ya chigi shengi molam jabi ki tsik digi pa gyor che sosu ki teba ine tebi ki da lo yung du di donda le donda ki tize she di molam dine kyab shas ma gu ruwa dine ya chik shengi molam jabi tsik digi pa gyor yung du sosu la amso go yung du ane molam di o dati molam dine jagu sembi ki ane donda digi li yung ruwa chizan dine ki samde tongam tue sam yila jamba si de sosu ki da nye ma tong je molam dine ge su lo ya jamba ina ta na sosu ki molam dine ki dinajin tokta ma dige ma gyor je sosu ki molam dine jaba ine an che le sosu ki ilia tu se molam dine jabo dine jabsha sembi jerim se molam dine jabsha sembi ki pale lo ya jen yo dine ane gar cha gre se ne tongam de sa yila jamba che yila jamba che ba de da jang se dine ki jen yo de ane gar je gre se ne sosu ine digi dondalaya nyamlen chiya molam kale jawaden molam gare jawasane ane ka so de jiwo chumwe lamji ri ba nyamle ya ko chi tu sho sa da jiwo jingi ri ba nyamle ya ko chi tu sho sa da ane thaba chimbe janshu sem jam ni je janshu sem de nyamle ya ko chi tu sho sa da rangi nyamlen dine chine shen ya pa ba jachim tu tu sho sa da da yengi sosul ya anchi kanga da dine kanga 제 세배님을 약고 제투어 쇼스 데네 송제로다 모는 디네 망보로와 디나지 수바 나지 돈다디게 소소야 냠는 제할이야 네 데네기 몰람데 통화다 퇴바다 아니 일을 장용도 안디데기 몰람데게 돈다게 대신 몰람 잡아나 신지 돈다디게 소소 냠는 약고 제투어 쇼스고다.
In the first line, whoever hears, sees, or calls these verses to mind. So this then, the aspiration that is being expressed here by J. Rinpoche is whoever in the future either reads the aspirational prayers that have been expressed in the preceding 28 verses, or hears them recited, or hears a detailed teaching on these prayers, such as we have been over this retreat, or or thirdly, calls these verses to mind. So someone who has either memorized these verses and then recalling them individually to mind, or someone who is sitting quietly and reading each verse and then reflecting on the meaning. Here, Rinpoche is expressing the aspiration that any such person coming into contact with this prayer, may they generate those very minds that have been expressed within these prayers, the aspirations that have been expressed in the preceding 28 verses. May those aspirations be accomplished by whomever encounters this prayer. And this would be done through, and he expresses the aspiration within this line, may their practices that are in accordance with the beings of small capacity, may their practices which are in accordance with the being of intermediate capacity, and may their practices which are unique to the being of greatest capacity, may they all be accomplished quickly. And in this way, the aspirations that have been expressed in the preceding 28 verses, they will be accomplished within the continuum of whomever encounters this text.
Jizan molam pato meba kyawe ores. Jizan jese janshu senpa namki semjen namje ane diawa de dianpa shosa. Semjen dunga da jawa shosa. Semjen namje jamni je nyamle yako che tuwa shosa. Semjen naje paji ruge nyamle che tuwa shosa. Semjen tamje ane jike sosolya, shenlya, panpa che tuwa shosa. Semjen tamje sanje kupang tuwa shosa. Dada molam pe masi gyachimbo shu kyawe oro wasa janshu senpa. Jese namje molam labo shese, molam pe labo shese shu kyawe ores. Jizan malu rubla shumba meba shuwa sayade, gesen namje molan labochi gyabshi duanda de karelan, janshu senpa namji semchen tamje jamni je nyamlen che tuwa shuwa molan gyawa na hashi, nga zuge jamni je nyamlen che guyo na, janshu senpi ge jamni je yabo che tuwa shuwa molan gyawa de molan mi duanda de dugu ores. Jizan da janshu senpa namji semchen tamje pashin janshu semge pashin juge nyamlen yabo che tuwa shuwa molan gyaba na hashi, nga zuge janshu semge pashin juge nyamlen cheba ina, janshu semge molan di dugu orwas. Jizan janshu semge semchen sanje kuwa toba shuwa molan gyaba na hashi, nga zuge nyamlen chen sanje kuwa toba ina, janshu semge molan dugu ores. Jizan janshu semge molan gyaba na dijida jerim chi korang molan gyaba na hashinda, janshu semba chasange molan gyaba na hashingi, dina janshu semba maja Geshe sing, Yawa Sanye Jumde de Sanje Tang, and Jason Mokoron Molam, Javanaj, Nanzuki, Jigge, Korsore, Jam Nije, Janshu Semko, and the Jiggy, Passion to William Lenche, to Chevena, and Jason Molam, the Sanje, Jason Batam Molan give to under two borders, Jason Dini and Sam, Molam, Jason Molan Laboche, Malu Trubla, Shumba Meba shows Molam Javi, Dundadi Trubia, Dundala, Soso Yamnechelia, our Dangi Yosamara Gang, Tigres and be some Majumbachi, Bobaki, Zundu Geje, Zundu Yamneche, Yamnendi, Yabo Yonche, and Tarshimba Sanja Koba, Dunda, Ningbo Tarshimba Yon show said all this Molam Javore.
Then the second and third line. May they be undaunted in fulfilling without exception the powerful prayers of the bodhisattvas. And bodhisattvas, you should maybe rather say the prayers of the Buddhas and bodhisattvas, that would be more correct. So, Buddhas and bodhisattvas, they make great waves of immensely powerful prayers. They express these aspirational prayers that may no being ever be born again in the lower realms. May all the beings there, may their negative karma be immediately exhausted, and may they attain rebirth in the happier migrations. May the beings in the happier migrations, may their minds turn towards virtue, and may they spend their lives never bringing harm. And moreover, may they spend their lives only bringing benefit. And through this, may all beings rapidly progress towards a state that is liberated from suffering in its entirety, and may they not be drawn into the peace of individual liberation, but through engaging in the practices of the 6 perfections, under the power of the minds of love and compassion, may they too arise as Buddhas. So prayers like these are continuously expressed by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and they're done with great sincerity. And the aspiration that is being expressed here is that may we too express such prayers, but more importantly, may we express these prayers with the same sincerity as Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And expressing these prayers with the same sincerity means with the same quality of mind. So here the aspiration is also being expressed, that may we as aspirants to enter into the paths of the Bodhisattvas, to arise as Bodhisattvas and progress to Buddhahood ourselves, may we develop the same quality of minds that our role models have, these minds of love, compassion and wisdom. And with these minds manifest within us, present within us, may we make the same prayers that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas make. And so that in this way we make these prayers with sincerity, because we're doing so with the same quality of mind. So therefore the first meaning here is, may we too develop minds of love, compassion and wisdom. And then the second meaning is, may we accomplish the prayers of the Bodhisattvas. And the way to accomplish the prayers of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that are being expressed with such sincerity is through receiving the teachings of the Buddha Dharma, reflecting on these, and then coming to meditate on them, thereby giving rise to minds such as love, compassion and wisdom within ourselves. By doing so, we achieve great stores of merit, we progress towards a state of lasting peace, freed of suffering, and we progress to a level of development where we can be of greatest benefit to others. And through our spiritual development, independence on the activities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, our teachers, we are fulfilling their prayers, because their prayer, their aspirations for each and every sentient being of which we are one, to develop the minds of love, compassion and wisdom. So by doing so, we are fulfilling the aspiration of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas ourselves. And moreover, as we become realized and we bring benefit, true, lasting benefit into the lives of others, in this way we are also fulfilling the aspiration of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas by joining their ranks and being their assistants, their companions in the cohort of beings being of greatest benefit in this world. So those are the two meanings contained within this verse. That firstly we develop the minds of love and compassion and wisdom to make the prayers with the same sincerity as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and secondly, through doing so and acting under the influence of those minds, we are fulfilling the aspirations of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And to bring this to fruition, it's expressed that may all beings be undaunted in doing so. In other words, do so with great energy, with joy and with enthusiasm.
Dendala, that's it, the Labja, Karen Gore Labna, that's Jeremichi, Monam Sonshi, Totama Sonshi, Sik Turbata, Tonwata, and Duenpa, some down you do go on dinner. And then, oh, that Janshu, Jeremichi Lasovata, then it Sanjeta, Jansama Kronzi, Molam dinner, just a demolam, Nashi, Molam, Nashin in Yamlenji, two shores, and then Yamlenji, and then Sanyokopa, two shores said, Yamlen took 2 shores, two shores, Molam Sosin and Molam dinner, Jaya down, and then Molam Java Mazu Susurangi, or that in Janjusin Bigi, Janjusin Batiki, Molam dinner capture, just nothing on it, Be Yakuresha, Tangazuki, Tigi, Tuya, the Dunga Sege, Duna Java, the Enzati, Molam Java Nashingi, Susuran Yamji, Samje, and Jigger. Some Gomsum Jada, and the Jiggy, Uncola Jamni, some Janju some Gomiata, then the Jiso Patrick Yamle, Soso in hand, Yamle Dineche, and she has some Jale in there, the Niggas Tony and Jiggy, Pampa Tuyata, and the country in there, a wrong ranking Yamlen, and Jale Yama, do Suche or my she, Lobten Che, and the console Jamni Jeda, and Janju Semna Passion to Glasgow, Yamlen Cheju, all those Jene and Jehu Dine Chevaina, and Marzuki, Janshu Sembata, Sanje, Janshu Sembata, Molam Ribu, Molam Yudon, that the Drew to war. Jazan Molam Donor, so in there, and the Jig Shanley, Pember to Tuyata, Sanju go on Tuyadi, Chagores, those Chagores, on the Nessun water.
The advice then that is being expressed in this prayer here, it contains these two characteristics just mentioned. That first, through following the trainings that we are receiving, that we have been receiving, through hearing these teachings and reflecting on them, may we come to develop these same minds that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have, and with such minds of love, compassion, and wisdom, express these same aspirational prayers. So express them with the same quality of mind, the same level of sincerity as Je Rinpoche and the other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas express these prayers. And furthermore, that we, with such sincerity, we continue with great endeavor, without our mind ever becoming dispirited. We continue with delight and joy, with our own spiritual development, to continue to receive teachings, reflect on those teachings, meditate on these teachings, and doing so that we can become the most skilled of guides and be of true, lasting benefit to others. And the way to be of benefit to others in the most meaningful way, the way that is of that beings need, the way that there is greatest need for, is to act, to be able to guide others, to lead others, to train others in how to develop themselves spiritually, develop the minds of virtue, and thereby accumulate merit, to develop the minds of powerful wisdom, and thereby eliminate the cause of suffering. So in this way, the expression of these prayers through our own mental development and our continuing endeavors, we will be able to act in the world and interact with others in the same way that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are, ever motivated to bring true benefit into the lives of others.
다 타마 소소 개화사시베 개화디야 안에 지게 조베 장쇼로 모아게야래들라 안 타마 모위 개위 모아세 개와 모아세 책으로 디네 인자 안데 제르미 책이 남보군노 장쇼 셈기 군네 라제네 야 안에 지 군노 현래 판바다 제외 선배团的 군네라 군노 안 데려야 안에 니버 바와들라 다 디네 안 제르미 책이 안에 지게 좋아 셈제 탐제 냠는 제보 중요한 마다네 냠는데는 시고래 냠는 야고용야 돼 몰람데는 야고래 세하다 제보 중요한 남지만 냠는데는 제고래 냠는데는 야고용라 소소 몰람데는 야고래 세하다 데는 제보 중요한 남지린 바 냠는데는 시고래 제가 냠는데는 야고용을 쉬었으면 몰람도 야고래 세다데 독다면 마 데는 송요 봐 송산다 제름지 그런 게 몰람 독다면 송사네 다 제름지 그런 게다 데니기 몰람 송비 샹리아 펜베 심비 군네랑지 냠는 데네 지역으로서 롭된 나야다 몰람 데네 지역으로서 롭된 나야 셰비기 개와 사샤바디 다야 아니야 심지 탐지기 된다라야 모아야디 다 제름지 그런 모아나야디 모아디 쉬어래
As we looked at right at the start of the retreat just more than a week ago, then we looking at the title, a prayer for the beginning, middle, and end of practice. It was mentioned that this can be understood in different ways, and one of them is that the reminder that before we engage in any activity, whether that activity will end up being virtuous or not depends on the motivating mind. So therefore, we need to, certainly in our meditation in the morning, generate a virtuous motivation, and do so again and again repeatedly throughout the day. Generate this motivation of wanting to be of benefit. And then the middle aspect refers to the activity itself, and then the end refers to the dedication of the virtue that is accumulated, or the merit, the positive karma accumulated, the dedication of that to the achievement of the state of enlightenment by each and every sentient being. And so this was the meaning of the title, the text, and this is also how Geshe Rinpoche lived his life. He's under the influence of the mind of bodhicitta, this powerful minds of love and compassion that had led him to taking responsibility for the welfare of each and every sentient being. He cultivated this mind of bodhicitta. And this mind of bodhicitta was conjoined with every activity that he engaged in. And the activities he engaged in were a wide variety of receiving a vast number of teachings, and not just receiving those teachings, but reflecting on their meaning in ever more profound ways, seeking further teachings so as to gain an ever greater understanding of their meaning, and then coming to meditate on those teachings with the minds of calm abiding and meditative insight, with the union of these two minds. And moreover, as he became ever more accomplished, he was able to enact the virtuous activities that were expressed in a preceding verse of teaching the unmistaken and complete Buddha Dharma, of overcoming the faults, the mistaken understandings that others had, and of composing texts that presented the true meaning in a way that was unmistaken, and the path was presented in a complete manner. So these were some of the variety of virtuous activities Geshe Rinpoche himself engaged in under the motivation of bodhicitta. And then the end practice would be his dedication. And his dedication of the merit of, or the virtuous karma that he accumulated through these variety of activities that were conjoined with the motivation of bodhicitta. These dedications would be expressed, would be similar to what has been expressed in this prayer in the preceding 28 verses. So this then is an example of the kinds of dedication prayers that Geshe Rinpoche would make, always with an understanding of emptiness as he made these dedications. So this is the example that he set for us, that all the great beings are setting for us. And wanting to achieve a similar result to what they have achieved, this is the example to emulate.
This brings
us now to the 30th and final verse. May the force of the pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility excellently accomplish these vast prayers, and through this power attain the complete perfection of prayer and fulfill the hopes of every living being.
This brings 다 려고 주바에 차와래 예스 고와 라섬 답이 또게 려 주바 세대
I'll read the whole verse again because the English and the Tibetan are quite mixed. May the force of the pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility excellently accomplish these vast prayers, and through this power attain the complete perfection of prayer and fulfill the hopes of every living being. The first line then, may the force of the pure altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, so this mind of special intention that Geshe Rinpoche himself has accomplished. This then is in terms of the beginning, middle and end. This we can understand in terms of the beginning, in that this is his motivation with which he's engaging in his activities. And through this motivation of the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility that has arisen through the cultivation of minds of love and compassion, and where he has made the commitment to lead each and every sentient being without exception from the state of suffering to a state of lasting happiness. Through this motivation, and then the second line, excellently accomplish these vast prayers, and excellently accomplish these vast prayers. So then this relates to the middle aspect. So the middle aspect, the activity. So this has then two components that run concurrently, relating to him himself, and through his development, his beneficial activities to others. So that's the first, and the second is the others, the beings, their response and their own development in dependence on his activity. So here in the middle, he's making the aspiration, may my activities of hearing, reflecting and meditating, may these be supremely successful, and supremely successful in the sense of the accomplishment of all the realizations that are common to the beings of small capacity, of intermediate capacity, and unique to the beings of greatest capacity. May these be supremely successful in terms of my own inner accomplishments and expression of these to others. And then the second component, through my expression of this, so this in the verse, through these vast prayers and through this power, then may all sentient beings, through my activities, may all sentient beings, may their activities of hearing the unmistaken Buddha Dharma, of reflecting on this, of meditating on this, in other words, acting in accordance with the teachings that I give them, may their trainings, may their individual development of the realizations that are common to the being of smallest capacity, that are common to the being of intermediate capacity, and are unique to the being of greatest capacity. May all beings give rise to these attainments in their own continuum as quickly as possible. So this here is his expression in terms of the middle, and then the end would refer to the dedication of this, to the actualization of enlightenment by each and every sentient being.
네, 예심 몰람 다바디 투스. 예심 몰람 다바디 투 몰람 바로 치고 용조네 류정군이 러와 공을 쇼시고라. 그래서 예심 몰람 다바디 투스 대대 제름 제 그런 게 대되게 군노 자주셈 하섬 점지게 삼는 다시 현리 몰람 현 약보용을 쇼세야 돼. 퇴섬 약보용 퇴섬 검숨 냠내 약보용을 쇼세 몰람 답 현리야 Bendigo nyamne chehore se lobdun jeje bege jeba enza delia sunam padum be sayo le so ta chermi koron le ngaran sunam sagyo de so Bendigo ni chen le lobdun je molam da bege sunam de sa she bege sunam sayo di sunam de dang ni molam da be nuba dang Bendigo molam da be nuba je molam da be da ba le de ngaran sunam sa she sunam di so de su ge nuba de le de ne tu so di nuba le de ne ane garas mo ne 몰람 바로 침바 용조니 시디 조와심전 탐 지잉이 몰람 따바 나신 제 잠니제 장슈 셈제 파신 중에 냠린제도 냠린 탈 친제 아니 류전군이 저와 공을 쇼서는 류전스의 셈제 탐 제산조 고방 토바 쇼서다 몰람 자레 데나라 지름조 코롱기 몰람 자시 몰람을 투다 몰람 자발라 되네 개비 사샤베 개와 디 투라 되네 아니 조와심제 탐제 아니 잠니제 장주 셈 파신 중에 냠린 탈을 침바지네 용서做거 냠린 탈을 치네 아니 산조고 토바쇼 오스만
And further to look in more detail at the end part of this aspiration being expressed here in this prayer, the dedication. So here, these vast prayers, and through this power, attain the complete perfection of prayer and fulfill the hopes of every living being. So here, similar to what we heard in terms of the middle part, the aspiration that's being expressed is through my successful engagement in receiving teachings, reflecting, meditating on them, and giving rise to the realizations of the path, I will have accomplished a vast store of virtue. So through engaging in the middle part, this vast store of virtue will be accumulated. Now in the end part, I come to dedicate this, and I dedicate it so that through the power of this virtue, may I fulfill the complete path myself, and moreover, through my virtuous activities and this merit that I'm dedicating, may all beings too train in exactly the same way that I have done and achieve the self-same result that I'm achieving too. So the dedication is being given here not just for his own spiritual progression, but through his spiritual progression, that he is able to teach and guide beings in a skillful way, in a way in accordance with the individual predispositions and inclinations of sentient beings, and thereby lead beings through imparting of unmistaken knowledge, as well as skillfully guiding them in how to cultivate that knowledge within themselves through reflection. And thereby, and the aspiration is being expressed, may I swiftly achieve Buddhahood myself, so that I can perfectly lead each and every being to their own enlightenment. And this is what is being expressed here in the prayer, and in terms of beginning, middle and end, this is the end component.
심지어 탐제 가르 뒤고 오르스는 대화 뒤고 오라 동화 뒤고 말와 제가 소수기 대화 되네 대화 뒤고 동화 뒤고 말 제가 내니시 대화 되바들래 대화들래 내갑기 대화다 탈두기 대화 인구로 내갑 소수야 안에 지금 소수기 류 대화 셈기바 안에 지금 소수기 셈비게 지금 디벨레가 많이 버시 최다 튠비레가 가르치면 된다 주비야 되게 내갑기 대화다 탈두기 대화디 안에 다 내가 이제 당보가 지 소소리야 디야나 스 레와 잡죠와 대화도 죽나 레와도 죽고로 레와 공화선 레와 주바라 거래 레와 공화 제가 디니 인자 탈두게 레와디 가르스네 동아 탐지 요모 지고 바샤도 제가 빵진의 산요고 방토바 디땡이 대화 디기 대화로 제가 탈두게 대화디 제가 디니 인자 제일 미치기 다디 몰람 자샤바다 그런 게 몰람 사시비 누바텔라티네 셈장 가네지네 코로나주의 내가비 대화 아니 누게 나자 심규 동화든 제시 아니 코로나주의 최다 튠비게 자와 간데 저 삼나 다와나지 다하나 된 줘야다 아니 현래 팬비게 소수게 현래 팬비게 자와 가래 지구에네 제소냐면 야부용을 쇼하셔야다 안 탈두다 산지고방 디바 바샤다 제바 빠지 산지고방도 토벌쇼 세대 안 토와 디토바는 코로나주의 자와디 된다도 주보를 제가 되는 게 된다 주보를 쇼스라고 공을 쇼스에 이만큼 디지도와
And looking at the last line, and fulfill the hopes of every living being. So the literal Tibetan is embodied being. So embodied being, living being refers to sentient being, every ordinary being, every non-Buddha. And here, so the aspiration that Rinpoche is making this end component in his dedication is that may I become that skilled guide that is able to fulfill each and every wish of beings. Both those overt wishes that they are aware of and that dominate the lives of ordinary beings, as well as the more hidden wishes that they are not necessarily aware of. May I fulfill all of these. So here he's referring to bringing temporary as well as ultimate happiness to beings. And the temporary happiness is to ensure that beings have favorable circumstances so they do not live in a life of poverty and need and impoverishment, and that they have healthy lives. and they're surrounded by loved ones and companions, and experience mental happiness. But in addition to the fulfillment of these ordinary wishes, Geshe Rinpoche is expressing the aspiration that may he also fulfill their deepest wish, their instinctive yearning to experience only happiness and avoid all forms of suffering, frustration and misery, no matter how slight. And to do this, his aspiration is to be able to skillfully guide beings in teaching them what are the practices to adopt, such as generosity and ethical conduct, as well as then to guide them in how to train these minds, imparting the knowledge, as well as the skillful means in how to develop these minds within themselves. And then accompanying that, to impart the knowledge in the context of the profound Dharma, the nature of reality, and then guide beings in their development of how to meditate skillfully on this, and thereby purify all the causes of the afflicted minds that would lead to suffering. And this is the aspiration that is being expressed by Geshe Rinpoche in this last line. And a further way to understand this is all the aspirations that have been expressed in these preceding now 29 verses, that have been expressed in the context of may I achieve for others. He's now expressing, may not only I achieve for others, but may others also achieve what I have been praying for in these preceding verses, and may they achieve them so that they can become skilled guides for others. So therefore, he's making this prayer not just that may he spiritually develop in order to lead others, but through this, may others also quickly spiritually develop in order that they too can lead others. So this is the meaning contained in the final line here. Now we've come to the end of this text, and so we've been looking at it for I think about 9 days, and we've completed this most beautiful of prayers composed by Geshe Rinpoche, and this is certainly something to generate great joy in one's mind about. And the essence then of what we've been looking at here is that if we have time at home, then we should use this time to read a text on the Lamrim and reflect on the meaning of what we're reading. So not just read it like a novel, but to read each page again and again, reflecting on the meaning, coming to ever greater understanding. And if our lives are busy and we don't have time to do that, then at the very least we need to try and put aside a little bit of time to do some meditation, even if it's just 10 minutes in the morning, and then to do a meditation similar to what has been recounted several times through the retreat. I'll just quickly go through the steps of the meditation here. And you can do this in a way that's really very quick, that doesn't take long. Exactly the same amount of time that it takes me to say it, you can think in this time. So if you don't have time to think in more detail, it won't take longer than it takes me to say it now. So the first step is when you wake up in the morning, to immediately turn your mind to refuge, to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha and one's Lamas, reminding yourself that it's through following their example and implementing the teachings as they've given, one can give rise to the actual Dharma within oneself, the true protection from suffering. In this way, great faith will come in the three jewels, and faith that is strong, stable, and results in the mind having joy and strength.
가르섬 당도 건조섬리아 상계당 건조섬의 대바제지도 제반자 상계 주민들이 송셰비 최대 당한서 냠는지게 링한서 하고와 제 롭된지게 기위신이 맞아 게된 친구들이 야 아니 기위신이야 아니 야고래 안한들이야 롭된지 안한들 고갑 제가 마신 바데 신발 제바다 스스로 롭된지 배야고래 다 인딩하는 제유 방비도 제바데스네 야 랑게 라마 소소라랑게 라마 기위신들이야 대바제지도 제시하는 아니 저기야 대바제 아니 라메게 송셰베게 냠는디 중에 야고체 도와쇼 삼제디니게 삼다 내가 저 라메게 진제야야 아니 기위신이야 모두세는 진디네자 소소라랑게 라메강 소바 나신게 냠는지 도와지기 삼제 모두세는 아주 뭐바로 직 충분으로서 더디르비네 삼다야.
And then, in this first step, we move from the objects of refuge to our own teacher and think how incredibly fortunate we are to have met a spiritual friend, a spiritual guide who has both knowledge and experience. And that this person is imparting knowledge to us which we don't know and guiding us in how to cultivate this knowledge within ourselves. So therefore, we have all that we need before us to be able to give rise to the actual minds of the Buddha Dharma within ourselves. And recognizing how truly fortunate we are, then we make the commitment to endeavor to receive teachings and to reflect on these teachings. And in this way, we make the commitment that to achieve the same results as all that the holy beings have achieved, I will train in exactly the same way as they have done, which is in accordance with the teachings and the spiritual instructions that I am receiving.
나선라 깨와이나 디네 최지야 고브라이마 샹레 팸버두고 고아레 줍투고 고브라이마 마 제사 디네 인자 야 안에지게 랑기 최냠는제 탈바다 탐지키며 고바 토발레 띵 캬바자 네지 류딘 캬바자 고고레 제사 니 마툼나 강아 지고 제사 류딘 캬바자 토야라 제사 체델 양이 다데 지기 냠는 마셰바이나 안에 진짜마나 안에 냠는 마셰바 시송바이나 안에 지 냠는 제 고브라이마 마 디네 인자에 지게 라니게 니 셈제 라니게 냠내제 냠내 탈치바다 최 냠내 야고 용하야다 안에 샹레 팜버주에게 된 개발진 하다 미고바 개와 치마다다 아미데 제사 개와 치마남 소이나 되니 고바 토에게 디베진 지기 삼지되니 토바 지기 삼 되니 토마톰다 마 안에 지게 나선 개발네 용시우라사레 라냠렌지야라사 말 샹레 팜버주야라사 말 되니 인자 개와 치마남 소이네야 하나 미고와 땡켜봐 토바지 삼제 되니게 삼다제 아니야 삼당하는 저기 삼다 직제
Bendigo, tanto che di aniamne shi di chujum chimpala sopa de sumebe. Okay, this one. The third component of this first part is to reflect on this precious opportunity that we have attained in this life, generating joy within us, but then also reminding ourselves of the impermanence of this opportunity in the two contexts of this life can end at any time, and the second aspect would be this opportunity, whilst the life may continue, this opportunity to spiritually develop, this may end, because other obstacles may come our way. So here we reflect on precious human rebirth and impermanence of our opportunity, and then being aware that at the time of death, rebirth is certain, and amongst the types of rebirth there are only two directions. There's to fall to the suffering state of the lower realms where continued spiritual progression is impossible, or to attain a rebirth in the high realms such as we have attained now. And thinking like this then, and seeing the need to have ongoing good rebirths like we've received in this life, if not even better, we can commit to not losing what remains of this opportunity, and to endeavor with joy and with effort to accumulate the causes to ensure that we achieve ongoing good rebirths. And if we are to do so, great benefit of course comes for ourselves, but also in terms of the beneficial impact we can have on the lives of others. And then at this point it's good then to think about the three primary practices that are required to ensure one has a good rebirth, and that is to reflect on ethical conduct, on generosity, and on patience.
Koala ki shinche de la lai na da mi na da dundroi na su na da koala le da nyemo koala ke wa de le dungal ma do dewa si chi mindu che sa da che koala de tar gu du sa de koala de la ke wa na ning bu khan mindu da che ke de ne za dungai re sha dunga na sho sho ane ga zo che shi sho sho ki ngan mo le de ge che ka ma mo ye de re sha che sa koala ke de le ning bu koala de le tar gu du sen bi ge sam no ke she 코알이야 귀인다 지선다 코알들에 타고도 코알들에 탈비 탈바스데 마도네 타민도 타바토바 지긴 세베 삼로시다 이다디 아주 기부 진기 남기린 비기 얌네 최고래 다디 예중 삼바사 최고래.
So in the meditation we've looked at the first step with some three subdivisions. Firstly, refuge. Secondly, reflecting on our teacher and giving rise to the commitment to practice in accordance with his teachings. And then thirdly, this precious opportunity is impermanent. And then reflecting on the need for ongoing rebirth, the various meditations of ethics, generosity, and patience. So those three steps. And now coming to the second part of the meditation, which is to reflect on the nature of cyclic existence. So here we reflect that wherever one is born in samsara, there is nowhere where one is free from suffering. There's nowhere where one is safe from suffering. There's no happiness that one can strive for and achieve within samsara that lasts. And then seeing this clearly, one comes to see that there is nothing worthwhile striving for as a goal in itself, as a final goal in itself within cyclic existence, because wherever one finds oneself, even when one is not experiencing overt physical or mental unhappiness, due to having this contaminated basis, one is always in danger of unwanted suffering, of a calamitous situation being encountered, that at any turn our life could turn upside down and disaster can strike. As long as we have this contaminated basis, this is the state we find ourselves in. We need to, here in the second part of the meditation, the second major step, is to give rise to the mind that is definite about committing to arising from the suffering states of cyclic existence. The mind that renounces samsara and turns its mind to a state that is liberated from suffering.
토고 대자 타다미고 토바시 인습에 삼다야디 기부 람림 제원의 기부 증당 투모에 삼바 장화세 최고래 다데네 다 코와델에 되니 보면 코와레 타고도 시다 라셴 참마 코와델에 타고도 선비게 코와레 괜다저 랑지고 마셴 나도 차상 코와레 타고도 선비게다 코와레 마탄데 탑민도 선비 삼로 다야디 녜슈 삼바세야디 다디 기부 증당 투모에 람미리 바세 최고와 람림 제바이나.
The first step of this meditation, with its three components, these were the practices that are in accordance with the being of small capacity. And these we need to, of course, engage in. And now, in the second step, these practices where we come to give rise to the mind of definite emergence through seeing that samsara has no essence at all, these are the practices that are in accordance with the being of intermediate capacity.
다 람림 제반에 기부 챔비 람지림바 사차고로 되네 자당도 삼레시바 나바스 챙그데 되네들이야 안 semjen 탐제 간데시네 소설이야 안지기 디가래 야가래 디가 누가 스메 차상 semjen 차상야 땅님 인세비 땅님 삼다야다 되네 삼다네 semjen 탐제다네랑게 파다마 유령용화샤래 다께와 디기 파다마네 깨와 망부기 깨와 아망아마야 파망고 진이는 마망고 진요 에선비기 파도마 심지어 탐제 가네시네 당이 파치 만용화셔야 심지어 시에메 마지에 만용화스는 지에메 저는 심지어 가네시나게 파다마 대한 렌 망부 진요 그래서 지나데 데니기다 마시에 대한 삼다다 제자다 소소게 파만 진용을 깔려야 데니 렌 망고 제바다 데니 렌 망고 제비를 양알이야 빼마세 진체보 그린 첨부시고 삼백에 삼다야다 진심전디게네 지당 다른 아주게 다디네가 파단 마지베 내가 왜네 다디네가 왜네 심전디 빼랑리야 진체보 그린 첨부이 삼백에 심전디제야 진제바 삼다야래 데니기 진제 그린 첨부에 삼다야돼 오다 라라 그린 첨부상 히 심전 탐제리야 디기 주야다 펜바 팔레 디기 펜바 주기 삼제 아니 진쇠 데니게 삼다 진소 하세요 제자 당님 삼다 데 마시 진소 세 삼다디 모두 삼다고 그래.
It's in the Lama presentation we're familiar with. We've looked at the practices in accordance with the beings of small and intermediate capacity. And now the meditation comes to the third major outline. And these are the practices that are unique to the being of greatest capacity. So here, in order to generate the mind of bodhicitta, one first needs to cultivate the mind of equanimity. This mind that understands that there is no meaningful difference between myself and others, whilst there may be superficial differences in this life alone. These are nothing more than superficial. On a deeper level, there is no difference between us. We all desire lasting happiness, and we all, and there's no one who is not there's no one who isn't, maybe you could say worthy. There's no one who's not worthy of achieving a state of lasting happiness. There's no one who should be excluded from liberation from suffering. So attaining the state of equanimity, seeing all beings as being the same in wanting happiness and to be freed from suffering and pain. We then reflect on the relationship we have with others. We have taken rebirth again in this life, and we have taken beginningless rebirths. And in every life, we were born from a mother, and we were cared for by this mother. We have this relationship, this connection of being of parent and child with each and every sentient being. So this is the first of the 6 causes to cultivate to attain bodhicitta. Cause 0 is equanimity. The first cause then of the 6 is seeing this interconnected relationship, this dependent relationship with all beings without exception. And then in the second step we build on this and we reflect on the kindness of our mother in this life, the kindness of our father and our other loved ones, and then the kindness of beings in general. And here we expanded out to see the direct kindness we receive from others, also the indirect kindness where people go about their own ordinary activities, but through the results of their endeavors, we receive benefit. So thereby they indirectly are bringing benefit to us. And this serves to both show us the kindness of others, but also to reinforce the preceding step of showing the interdependent relationship that we have with all beings, not just with those we directly observe who show us kindness, but all beings. And then the third step here, which is the traditional numbering is 3rd, but it's really the 4th because there's the 0 of equanimity. So the 3rd step is all beings who have shown me such kindness, how inappropriate it would be to not repay that kindness. This in the world is considered shameful behavior. It would be considered ingratitude. So therefore, I have a responsibility to repay that kindness. And the power of the mind to repay the kindness arises in dependence on the strength of the preceding minds.
Yungo Mara TV Dunga Simjan Dunga Dugo Made, Dungadi, and mutation to Suki Yungurwa. The Nenza, Simjan Dewa de Dena, Sambigi, that's Simjan Dewa de temperature, some diada. That Dewa Demba let DVQ passion to be Yamlindiki Yawa shows, Simjan Dewa, DVQ that temperature, Sambi, some Jambat. That's Simjan Tamje Dunga Jawa watches the Simjan Dunga Jawa show, Sambigi, and Nietzsche. 지사 동화다 동화 규다 제바 심전도 동화다 동화의 규용도 규용도다 제바 자와쇼 선배 선바디 잠바다 자와 인지사디 공부할 책으로
Giving rise to this wish to repay the kindness, then the thought comes, may all beings achieve their longed for wishes and experience true lasting happiness, a state freed of suffering. And here we give rise to the mind of love. May all beings experience only happiness. And here one can reflect that the way beings can actually do this is through accumulating the causes. Happiness isn't just achieved through aspiration, but through accumulating the causes of practicing the perfections such as generosity, ethical conduct, patience, and powered by joyous perseverance and concentration. So this is then given rise to the mind of love. And then the fifth step is the mind of compassion. For beings to experience lasting happiness, which is their sincerest wish, but right now they keep encountering unwanted situations of suffering. In fact, suffering seems to beset them like rainfall. May all beings be freed from suffering. And in order to do so, may they eliminate the causes of suffering, because it's only through eliminating the causes of suffering that one can be freed of suffering.
지사 심제 동화세의 규단 kiến起来的세고 거래 사실. 지사 심제는 동화 영화의 규단 kiến来的영화를 마도 랑그 뭐니 주셔봐지. 심제세의 랑 뭐니 주셔지요 말에. 지사 심제 동화세의 랑 뭐니 규단 kiến 가라 마도 봐지. 영화샤가 제요 말에 사다. 심제 디기 대화 영화의 규단 kiến 가라 뭐랑 뭐니 디기 영화 대화 영화요 말에. 지사 규단 kiến来的영화를 디네엔자 Dede semjen senada, semjen sena, semjen dunga seada, semjen dewa, she ganeshi ne, gangwaya matuba, rangang de juba de zao kilme, sembe samdadi, dibara de donyi ki samdadi, jisa denigi semjen dunga, semjen dewa, semjen seada, de dunga de jaya sanyo gopang seada, ane chig nyamlen chihen gasa, ganeshi ne, Rangunne Kanga Dubamba, Rangun to a Zawkin Mia, Sambe Samdadi, Rangun to be Tombai, some diety, that got Tony Namja Delia some tade.
So at this point, with minds of love and compassion having been generated, this is a good place where one can meditate on emptiness. Reflecting, here we can reflect on emptiness in a number of ways. So we can reflect, as we have reflected, that the minds that we ourselves have generated, love and compassion, they are not inherently existent. They have come about in dependence on causes and conditions of the preceding steps in this meditation and many other causes, such as the teachings and the ongoing trainings. So these minds of our own aren't inherently existent. Likewise, the happiness that sentient beings long for, that's not inherently existent. That comes about in dependence on causes. Those causes also are not inherently existent, in that they are dependent arisings too, in that they have to be accomplished by sentient beings. Likewise, the suffering that sentient beings experience and are desperate to be freed from, suffering itself, that mind, is not inherently existent. That is the ripening result of previously accumulated causes. So therefore, suffering, the mind can be eliminated. The causes that lead to suffering, these aren't inherently existent. These are also dependent arisings. They have been accomplished. And therefore, being dependent arisings and not inherently existent, they can be eliminated. Then, moreover, the longed-for goal of freedom from suffering, the state of liberation or even Buddhahood, these aren't permanent. These aren't inherently existent. These aren't inherently existent either. These are achieved through the accumulation of causes and the elimination of faults. So therefore, they also are dependent, and they are not inherently existent. In fact, whatever training myself and every other sentient being engages in, whatever practice, these minds that one is training are not inherently existent. No result or cause, no outer phenomenon, no inner phenomenon such as our minds, whether it's a mind experiencing happiness or suffering, a mind of love, a mind of anger, a mind of generosity, a mind of patience, none of these are inherently existent. And nor is the being cultivating these minds, nor is the being experiencing these minds. Nothing exists inherently. Here then, having gained this powerful understanding of emptiness of inherent existence and dependent arising through seeing how all phenomena arise are dependent arisings, and such as the attainment of happiness and the elimination of suffering arises independent of causes and the elimination of non-virtue, seeing that therefore not being inherently existent, this is possible to do, and the attainment of liberation and enlightenment is possible. Therefore, and here the meditator gives rise to the mind of a special intention or the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, where they take as a responsibility to guide each and every sentient being in terms of their own individual spiritual development in accordance with their own particular personalities, to guide and train them in how to develop minds of virtue and how to eliminate minds that lead to suffering. Here the practitioner takes this as their responsibility, and this is the mind of the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility. And having given rise to the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, then the practitioner will naturally think, I do not have the ability right now to actually do this with a vast array of differing beings differing dispositions. I need to become the most skilled of guides who can interact with others in accordance with their individual personalities. I need to strive to become a Buddha so that I can be of true, meaningful benefit to others.
And so the this third step then, we went through the various steps of the meditation of equanimity, as 0, then 1, seeing all beings as mothers, then the kindness, repaying the kindness as 3, love and compassion as 4 and 5, and the 6th step
was the mind of the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility. So those are the 6 giving rise to the result of bodhicitta, 6 cause and 1 effect. And that's all contained in the 3rd step of the meditation. And now the 4th is the practices of a bodhisattva. Having given rise to the mind of a bodhisattva, one meditates on the 6 perfections, the practices that bodhisattvas engage in. And doing these meditations then, one can be sure that one oneself will quickly perfect these practices. And what we've seen in this last 2 steps, the 3rd and the 4th, is that the cultivation of bodhicitta in the 3rd, and then meditating on the 6 perfections in the 4th step. Here we have engaged in accomplishing all the causes to achieve a good rebirth in our future lives, as well as accumulating the causes for the attainment of our own happiness, as well as the happiness of others, as well as the causes required for the attainment of Buddhahood. All these have been accomplished here.
공자래 안지기 도담이고 년에 나도 당보 공원에 야고 차요래 너바도 개와사요 먼저 개와사셔게 되다 타마들 뭐와제 책으로 디니 인자 안 경험지 민원에 단에 지금 공자 대야 지금 니마 망부림이야 공념내 제야다 도담을 쉬어도 선은 빠도면 봐사요래 내가 이니네 안 경험서야 지금 되게 시야고 그러와디 선은 사요래 제가 내가 저기 선은 디사바 텔라 냠는 제바 텔라 테네 아니지 야지 서버르미체 아주데 곰쟁거라 테니시거라 센여 센데 서버르미체 티베 투니오 차요 대상 아주게 소소 개와사요래 대상 라미기 라마야 쳐봐 최고래 두비 쳐봐서 최고래 너 서버르미체라 너 겨울미체라 소바 디니기 아주게 냠는 지기 테니시거서 고야도 아 투니오 최고라 대상 소수기 수는 사야다 라마를 두버치비기 두비쳐봐 최고 된제 개와바도 메바 사요 아니 저기 되네게 제수 일하셔야다 근데 지키디나 어디네지 하고 중소로서 비 마음바네 안 되네게 계속 제수 일하셔 마음바네 되네 냠는 제투를 지인 선비가 삼렀다 어두시네 개와 사셔 다 개와 사야 돼 간주야 다 저기 개와 사셔야 돼 대시 제름 지고 개와 사지 뭐 잡아 나신 쟁한 저 뭐 저기로 와
So we've come now to the conclusion of our, I think, 9 days together, and we come to the very end of the prayer for the beginning, middle, and end of practice, and that then is to dedicate this huge store of virtue that we have all accomplished. So you yourselves, you have received many teachings now over the course of our time together, and so you received many Lamarim teachings, and during the class you've been engaging in reflecting on what is being said, and you've had dozens of meditation sessions as well, where you've been able to delve ever more deeply into the meaning of what Rinpoche has taught here in this text. So you have all accomplished huge stores of merit. Myself, I had the opportunity to teach this to you, and so in dependence on your kindness, I have been able to also accumulate vast stores of merit. And we've all been able to come together and engage in this virtuous activity due to the kindness of Lama Zopa and Lama Yeshe, the founders of Atisha Center. But moreover, we, through engaging in this activity, through utilizing or fulfilling their vision of the purpose of Atisha Center, we have accumulated vast stores of merit, which means we have been fulfilling their wishes. We have been fulfilling the wishes of all our teachers, because we are coming to understand the Buddha Dharma in ever greater detail, our minds are being transformed, and our ability to be of great benefit to others is being ever enhanced. So this is certainly something to bring great delight to our mind now when we come to dedicate, and rejoice in this, and rejoice with the aspiration that all the virtue that we've accumulated and the positive habit patterns that we've accumulated, we take these now with us, and we continue to, in our daily lives, to reflect on the Dharma, to do so with ever greater commitment and enjoyment, and we continue to take the opportunities to receive teachings and to thereby deepen our reflection. And when opportunities come to gather again and engage in further intensive study and meditation, to embrace these and embrace them with joy, understanding the great benefit that comes to oneself and others.
Isn't that the answer Kawasa Shaba, Tiringi Kawasa Shabare, and Dima Membi, and Yelly Yangazu Kawa Momo to the Kawasa Shabare, Mombana Manzu Kawasawa, Sayaki Chinyam, Kawa Momo Sayoro, or just a Kawa Chasa, Gidomje, Nuba, Kawetsa, Tea, and Dambong Kawas, and the Sanji Tempatiki, at unit never done, Chiki Yapu never shows Monam Jare, or Nibi Gurkuasha. Tene to get Tinigi, Sashi Kawati. And I was a Yawarimche down, and the Severimache, and the Chihava, Chihaya, Sosarangi, Lama, gave Vision Euro to Chasa, and the Kusi, Rimbo Temper Show, Kusi Temper shows, Kusi Tem, and then the Kusi Temper shows, Kusi Temper Mazan, Zetentiki Kiwa shows, said the old Manam Jare.
When we come to dedicate, call to mind all this virtue that has been accumulated in this retreat. But to be able to accumulate the virtue of this retreat and come here with all these conditions, this was independence on virtue that we ourselves have accumulated in the past. So have that in mind too. And through the power of what we've achieved here, we will continue to engage in ever greater virtuous activities in the future. So with this more expansive mind, with the energy of the merit that we have accumulated and will accumulate, the merit of the 3 times, we come to dedicate in a few moments. And we dedicate, in addition, that may the Buddha Dharma remain stably throughout the world. And may the great propounders of the Buddha Dharma, such as His Holiness and Lama Zopa Rinpoche and all our teachers, may their lives be stable, may their virtuous activities be quickly accomplished.
The draw Simje, Tamje, and the Lugi Naza, you were Naza de Yautawa, Simu Dungatamje, Pa Mevacha, Simi Shiwada, and the Jigge, Lugi Naza, Simu Dungatamje Shi, then and the Jigge Simje, Sami Kulia, Pendule, Jamba, Zivi, Samba Ye, and then Che, Yamlin Jiji, and Yamlin Tarshima, Tarshin, San Yoko, to be Guru Shaw, said Monam Jere.
The third step would be to turning our attention to all suffering beings, generate the hope or the wish that through this the dedication of this vast store of energy, of merit, then may all the temporary needs of sentient beings be fulfilled. May their lives be happy, may they be healthy, may they only be surrounded by love and only treat others in a kind and gentle way. And moreover, may they have the opportunity to meet the Buddha Dharma, and may they embrace it, and thereby develop the minds of the Buddha Dharma rapidly within themselves, perfect all good qualities to be perfected, and completely purify all faults. May all beings attain the lasting state of happiness, of enlightenment.
Rangmayin be Shandai in the Chun Yamne Chicken Chasan Yamne Yahuye Yamne Yahuyon Tua Show, said the Molam Jada, that the Niki and Kawatiki Rangi Yamlenche, Shane Pampa Jashibu Tua Show, all those in the Molam Jada.
Thirdly, this virtue that, fourthly, this virtue that we've accumulated, this virtue may we dedicate it so that the aspirations expressed in the Mahayana Dharma may be accomplished. So may ourselves, as aspirants to the paths of the Mahayana, may we achieve these as quickly as possible, so that we can be counted amongst the bodhisattvas of this world. And may we thereby bring greatest benefit to all beings and lead all beings to the state of lasting happiness. Okay. So thank you very much, and now we come to dedicate.